So she is the world's biggest pop star. He is an NFL superstar. What happens now that the two of them are tying the knot? And if you said massive prenup, you're probably right. According to Forbes, Taylor Swift is worth an estimated $1.6 billion. Travis Kelce, a much smaller $70 million. Still, I don't think anyone's taking out a collection for him. Now that their engagement is Instagram official, their upcoming wedding of the decade or maybe the century is really sure to give lawyers plenty of billable hours. With us now, Duane St, former Manhattan prosecutor. I know you're a criminal attorney, but we want to lean to you for your legal expertise on this. And let me just state clearly, we believe in love here. No one more excited for this couple than CNN News Central and me personally. I let out a cheer yesterday when I saw the news. That being said, Jeremy, you need to be smart about these type of things. And how would you approach this if you were one of their lawyers?
Well, if I was Kelce's lawyer, I'd make sure that I get a carve out for Kansas City and then she can get the rest of the world. But that aside, they have to make sure that I think you have to worry about non-disparagement. You want an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. You need to protect their name, image, and likeness. You need to protect how they make those dollars outside of the respective businesses. Obviously, Taylor's got her music, but there's other ways she generates revenue. She has real estate. Kelce, similarly, his NFL career is coming to an end soon, not because he's a bad player, but that's just the nature of things. As hers goes on, he needs to protect his. But at the end of the day, this is really more about she, meaning Taylor Swift, protecting her dollars going forward and making sure that if and when things go sideways, it's not attacks and bad things and disclosures and things like that. Let's keep it at home. Let's get the T-dubs, everything safe on lockdown if and when there's a divorce.
How much of a difference does
Very
it
unique.
make?
Not something that you and I have to deal with in all likelihood.
No, not the slightest. How much of a difference does it make that they are both, to an extent, brands in and of themselves? There is a Taylor Swift business bigger than just the individual, and Travis Kelce to an increasing extent as well, what with the podcast and everything else.
Absolutely. And that goes back to the non-disclosure and the non-disparagement and keeping any of the dollars that are generated and the revenue that's generated separate and apart so that one cannot take it from the other. And again, goes back to what I said before. It's really in large part, yes, Kelce has a lot to lose, but there's a lot and there's a heck of a lot, which is what Taylor Swift has. Protecting that name, protecting those rights is critical. And you're right, billable hours are going to be critical too. They're going to hammer this out so that they can both go their separate ways when that time happens.
It's not going to happen. It's going to last forever and beyond, into eternity and beyond, Jeremy. And I will also say there's a separate issue here, which is that what both of them bring to this previously, and that may be easy to keep separate. I have to believe they may do quite a bit together. Soon. They're doing a lot together right now, and that's a little bit of a different issue because if they make money together, that might be an even split.
Yeah, well, once you start commingling and one is helping generate business for the other and they're equal partners, that's correct. That's a different scenario. This is about going into, in large part, their marriage where each has separate assets, each has certain separate values, whether that's real estate, whether that's concert sales, whether that's the podcast. There's so many different places here where monies are generated and their value is that it's protecting it when it's coming in and when it commingles, protecting it there as well. How that ultimately gets broken out, those billable hours and those attorneys will tell. And the Swifties will certainly have a say in it too.
Jeremy Saland, you're a good man. I know you too believe in love. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Absolutely.